Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to British versus American homes moved from UK to USA. These home comparison type videos, seeing US homes, and in this video, the perspective of British people that obviously lived in the UK, moved to the US. And we're going to see probably from their point of view, the big differences in terms of the size and the things you have in the homes. It's going to be fascinating, but we're going to check this out, hopefully going to enjoy, and let's just jump straight into this reaction.
Back to the ANS way, and in today's video we are going to be talking about 10 things that are different about UK homes versus American homes, especially as we've been living here for about 2 years now.
Stay tuned until the end because we've got some questions what you think about American.
I'm gonna take they're probably quite well off because they're showing like US homes, they're showing like the best of the best homes, to be fair. These UK homes look
Versus
this is the UK. I don't know where the homes are here. No, these homes look alright for the UK. This looks like a bougie area.
UK homes. Please do subscribe if you enjoy this video. Number one, the most obvious one, it's size or lack thereof. Most UK homes are absolutely tiny. We mentioned this in a couple of other videos.
Average size by country. Wait, the United Kingdom's smaller than... It's not just the US, it's just in general the homes here are tiny. We live in cardboard boxes. Not cardboard, we live in... Not cardboard. Oak boxes. Still the same size, just a bit more sturdy. But looking at this, Sweden, Spain, damn, we really are just given the smallest amount of space. And I can detest for this. I can attest. Oh, fuck no, I'm trying to be smart. I can confirm that I lived in a house, a 2-bedroom house that was sort of turned into a 3-bedroom house. And at the most, there was five of us, 3 brothers, including myself. And then there was about 6 dogs. I don't know why we had 6 dogs. And the living rooms were tiny. Like, our house was sort of built where the front door, and then you got the living room, then you got a tiny little hallway, but you walk through the whole house just through one walkway. So you just walk through every room. You got the hallway, which leads up to the stairs to the bedroom either side, and then another bedroom through one of the bedrooms. Yep, crazy. You like have a hallway where you can't just go to the 3 bedrooms. One of the bedrooms is through. Well, you get there through walking through a bedroom, whatever. And then yeah, so from the living room hallway, then you got the dining room, and then you got the kitchen, and then you got the back door, and then you've got like a little bathroom. Mate, that house tiny, and that's just UK homes. I don't think all like that. I think I did live in an exceptionally small home, but when I see US homes, this is why I'm so fascinated by it, because they're massive. Like, I can't even really comprehend the differences in the size.
And they're smaller than I had anticipated.
In America, by comparison, when we got here, we were finding homes were well in excess of 2,000 square feet. I would say more typically around 3,000. And initially we thought that's way too large for us. But what we have found is it's allowed for more rooms, more functionality in your house overall, and space to do things that you want rather than struggling to cram your clothes, storage, things. You can actually live in your home and do things. That leads to number 2, and that is the functionality of US homes. And I'm talking walk-in closets.
Oh mate, yeah. See, my home, like I was saying, cut everything from this side to the primary suite. Obviously it's different rooms, but just have basically this bit. My house was built like that. Living room here, hallway would go like here, and then you got the dining room, and then you got the kitchen, and like a little toilet, and then the outside door this way. If I don't really know what I said shows, but this is different level. Look at this.
Pantries and dedicated laundry rooms. In the UK, they would not come in a typical home. As we said in the first point, UK homes are tiny, so they don't really have the space to have those types of rooms. But here in the US, they do. And it's something that I absolutely love here.
Number 3 on the list, the kitchen. Now, the kitchens in the UK are either non-existent little rooms somewhere in the house, either at the front or the back, that are separate from every other room. In the US, however, it's kind of a central location for gathering, dining rooms.
But come on, this is not your typical US home. Like, this is like a lovely home, but this is not typical. I know US homes would probably be built like this, but this looks very nice. Unless I'm just chatting shit, maybe we really are just living in the Stone Ages in the UK. but this looks really nice.
Around it, the living area, so that you cook and entertain at the same time. This is something that we had to get used to, because having the kitchen in your living room is a little bit weird for English people, I would say.
Although newer build homes are starting to have this more open plan style living, but definitely when we were growing up, the kitchen was a separate area.
Yeah. One of the magical things we do have here in the US is the garbage disposal.
I've never seen these being used. Hopefully it actually goes down.
Everything in there, all of the food scraps, turn it on, run the water, and it's gone.
And it's brilliant when you live somewhere like Vegas that gets super hot in the summer, or for most of the year it's super hot, and you can just get rid of the food rather than have it in the trash can outside.
Trash can, there you go.
I'm adjusting my language.
Like in America. The other thing that Selena really misses is something from the UK, which is a drainage area that's built into the sink platform, sink basin, right next to the sink. So when you wash up, you put it over there and it drains off and it runs into the sink, so the water comes off. I don't miss it that much because I'm a dishwasher person. And we have these little drying mats and I find them perfectly fine, but you do mention all the time the drainage.
Like that it has that in the UK homes, and if we've got some shots, we'll share that here.
And the final thing, which we've mentioned a couple of times, but I think it's really important, pantries. I don't think I've ever seen a pantry in the UK, personally.
Oh, this is like storage for like food and stuff. A pantry, I wouldn't have enough stuff to do this, but it would be just so useful. But this is where it goes into the amount of space that you have. You can have space for these extra little additions. UK homes, unless you're genuinely like well off, you can have this. Like I'm saying, like you've got money where you can afford to have these bigger homes, but in the grand scheme of things, this is not really going to be a possibility because you just don't have enough size in your homes and space. But it would be pretty cool because you just put stuff out of the way. Although I would say I feel like this would be an area where spiders would hide. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just saying that because maybe I feel like it wouldn't be well kept or something. But I just feel like spiders would hide in like the corners here because it'd be dry and just sort of dark. But yeah, maybe not. Even then, it is a pretty cool thing to have.
Here in the US, every home that we looked at has a separate pantry or a huge area that acts as a pantry. And we get to store our huge 25 kilo Costco bags of rice and cereal in there.
The other thing that you might find, especially for our US viewers, is that in the UK, our washing machine is typically in the kitchen. Now, when I think about that
seems ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounds really strange. Can you imagine you'll be cooking, or perhaps you're having dinner in the kitchen, you've got friends around, and then your washing machine is going off. Yeah, so very weird.
Yeah, that's me right now. I don't think I've ever been. Actually, I've been. My sister's house in Scotland was quite big, and I think they had had it in a different room. But she lives in a very like small town where I guess the home prices are a lot cheaper, so it just makes sense to be able to afford stuff that's a bit bigger in that region. But yeah. It's quite annoying to deal with, but what can you do? Especially like when I'm like my kitchen's here, my living room's here. When it's split, and there's no door in between, so it's like it's sort of like open plan in a sense, but it's not the same room. And when my washing machine's on, I can't watch stuff on that TV. Being in the living room area is just not really a possibility for that hour whilst the washing machine's on because it's a loud boy. It's a loud boy.
Weird thing about the UK kitchen.
Number 4 is bathrooms or bathrooms, as they said in the US. They pronounce their THs. So many bathrooms. We have 3.5 in here, and I think in the last place we stayed was 3.5. All of the homes that we looked at had between 3 and 5 bathrooms. They are obsessed. In the UK, you'll be lucky to have one main bathroom, and maybe, depending on when your home was built, an ensuite, maybe.
You'd be lucky to have 2 toilets in a home. Really would be. I've never lived in a two toilet house actually. I've lived in 3 different homes, or 4, including this one. And I've never had more than one toilet in a house, which is frustrating, but what can you do?
Maybe, yeah. Certainly when we were growing up, that just wasn't the norm in houses. But since the 2000s, they started building the new homes started having an ensuite. But even then, the ensuite bathroom was tiny. And
comically small.
Comically small, where 2 of you cannot be in there at the same time. There would be one sink. And that's another main difference. Here in the US, their ensuites really do cater for 2 people. They have double sinks. And that would really be a luxury in a UK UK home. Actually, when I went to one of my colleagues' homes, her shower was so large, it was larger than one of my friend's bedroom. The shower space. That's how big it is here. I don't know if this is the same across the US, but one of the biggest things I found strange with the bathrooms here, especially the ensuite, was that they don't typically have a door. And that for me is very different from the UK. UK, you will always have a door to your ensuite or your bathroom. At number 5, parking.
Let me know in the comments, just quickly, how many bathrooms do you have in your house? I want to know, because I assume a lot of you will have like 2-3 bathrooms, and yeah, I'm just not used to that.
And this may surprise our American viewers, but in the UK, parking can be a real issue, and it's something that we suffered with when we were looking at new build homes, in particular where they wouldn't have a driveway, so you would be assigned a parking spot, maybe 1 or 2 depending on the size of the home. But that was really something that you had to consider when buying a new build, is whether you're even going to have a space to park your car.
Before moving out here, we bought a 3-bedroom family apartment, and you have 1 allocated space, and that was it. There was no option to buy another one. And this isn't just places that are dense cities. We lived out, much further out from the city of London, so it's quite an odd way to live in the UK. America, by comparison, has excessive space. Especially here in Vegas, you have ample room to park your many, many cars, trucks, boats, jet skis, motorbikes, RVs. At number 6 is garages. In the UK, it's kind of a mixed bag. Older homes tended to have garages in which you cannot park modern cars because they were built for things like minis, metros, which most cars are too big now, so you can't actually get in and open the doors. So you could buy an older home, have a garage, you can't park your car, so they tend to be used as storage. Newer build homes, depending on where you are, as we mentioned, will either have no spaces and no garage, or we did buy a home in 2015 which did come with a garage that was big enough for a car and 2 tandem parking spaces.
Which is quite rare.
It's very rare, especially the closer you get to London. America, on the other hand, it's integral to their home design. They generally will have a double garage that fits within the home footprint. So instead of it being external to the house, it'll be built into the house.
This one has 2 garages, god damn.
And they can genuinely be bigger than a UK apartment. I think this is a small one, it's about 400 square foot. Some of the ones that we looked at were maybe 500 to 600 square foot, which I'll throw something up on the screen. A UK apartment can be 600 square foot.
At number 7, we have getting your mail. And this is something that I definitely miss about the UK. In the UK, we have mail that just comes through the door. It's wonderful. You do not have to go anywhere. You hear when the postman arrives, you get your letters. Here, we have to trek about a block to go and get our mail. And it's a discussion every day. Oh, yeah, have you been to check the letterbox yet? In the UK, it's so much easier. And that's something I definitely miss. And I don't know if that's everywhere in the US, but certainly here in Nevada, that's how you get your
A block to get your mail? Wait, I'm so confused. Is it like a mail area for the whole neighborhood or something?
mail.
Number 8, temperature control, and specifically temperature control rather than heating, because in the US, at least in the parts that we would choose to live, nearly every home has air conditioning. Now, to a UK person, that generally means cooling the home. The way it works here in the US, which is new to me as well, it's amazing. Air comes from the sky, so it cools and heats. They're separate units. One's a gas burner or furnace, and one is an air conditioning unit that cools down, but it keeps and maintains the perfect temperature all year round. Really hot summers, which we get here, 46 degrees Celsius. It's perfect in here. And when it's cold, it takes, how long would you say to warm up in here?
10 minutes maybe?
10 minutes at most to warm the whole house. This leads us on to how it works in the UK. Horribly, is what I would say. We have radiators, which firstly, to me, are an eyesore, and I know we've done a lot better job of the modern panel ones, but they're an eyesore, they're in the way. I think they're filled with water, a boiler heats the water up and it comes out, and 2 hours later, the house might be livable. I had no idea. I thought the radiator system was quite good until we got here. But trust me, heat from the sky is where it's at. I love it.
At number 9, we have gardens versus backyard. In the UK,
So wait, are radiators a thing in the US at all? Or are they just not a thing whatsoever? That's an interesting one, because my home, there's 1 radiator in this room. Bedroom, there's 1 radiator. There's about 4 in my living room, because it's obviously a lot bigger. There's about 10 radiators in my house. and they get quite pricey. But I guess the good thing about them is you can sort of, actually I guess with aircon it's probably the same. Like with radiators, you can turn radiators off in rooms that you're not in. So if you're just in the living room or bedroom, have it on in there, but then have the other ones turned off. So I guess you save money. But I guess that's probably a thing with aircon as well. Would make sense. So probably not much of a difference. I wonder what's cheaper though. I assume it's probably aircon. Because just when you think of how radiators work, I just feel like they would cost a lot more for the gas and stuff.
Gardens are like a national treasure for us. They're lush and green. Lots of British people are really into gardening, and sometimes they're disproportionately sized in comparison to the house. So you might have a small house, but then you might have this 100-foot garden with these large orchard trees. Whereas here in the US, we're not finding that is as normal. And I get it. It can depend where you are.
Yeah.
And I've had a few people say to me, why do you call it a backyard and not a garden? Because it's not a garden. There's nothing about our backyard that makes me think of a garden, but it's different. It's a more functional space to put a pool, have your barbecue set up, play games. So to me, it is a backyard that you just make into whatever you want it to be. Whereas in England, it truly is a garden.
Finally, number 10. We know this personally because we did put out a video that wasn't specifically about this, but we asked the question, and that is hardwood or hard surfaces versus carpet in your homes. Now, I'm
of the opinion kitchen's hardwood or whatever. Bathrooms, toilets, like them areas, hard flooring. Even dining rooms, I'd say hardwood because it's just easier to clean up. But then I'd say living rooms, I prefer carpet. Bedrooms, carpet. It just depends. My whole apartment is basically carpet until you go to the kitchen and the toilet. But it's just for convenience. Like cleaning up stuff on a carpet in a kitchen would not be easy. But I guess we're going to see here.
torn. I'm quite traditional in the sense of I love carpet and it feels nice, makes the place feel warmer, more cozy. I have come around to the practicalities of hard flooring. We use luxury vinyl plank, which is a high quality vinyl, but it mimics hardwood. And it's super easy to clean. You can wipe anything up, you can drop stuff on there and
and it looks good.
It does look really nice. Where I struggle a little bit is we put lots of rugs down in the soft areas.
Yeah.
So we turn hardwood into carpet just in little spaces, which I think indicates that carpet is the way to go for me.
I know lots of people are going to say, no, carpet's awful, it's unhygienic. I think the thing that gets me...
Wait, is carpet not really a thing in the US then? Or maybe just in certain places?
About American homes, and it was one of the things when we was looking at rentals, was they would have hardwood everywhere, even in the bedrooms. And for me, I do like a bedroom to be cozy with carpet, but a bit like Ant, I've come around, so I get it. I do understand how much more practical hardwood is. It's just, it loses the cozy feeling of a UK home.
There you have it. 10 things.
I'm gonna search. Do American homes, I know obviously carpet will be a thing in the US, use carpet, but I guess many people in the US like to have carpeting in their homes. So I don't really know what this conversation is about then. Why do Americans carpet their entire home? Wait, so Americans carpet their homes then? I don't understand what, I don't know. But depending where you live, you may get your mail delivered right to your door or to a mailbox by the curb at the end of your driveway. That's what I assumed, like mailboxes. But for them, with that communal one or whatever it was, is mad. Size differences is the most surprising. I prefer large, multi-stored, ultra-modern homes. Of course, man, so do I, but the UK ain't got the facilities for that. But hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Let me know your thoughts on this comparison between homes. Obviously, I feel like they're quite well off. They seem like they've got the money. So I guess their sort of comparison will be the comparisons of what they've had in the UK to the US will be probably better than the average UK home and the average US home. But they can still compare their experiences of what they had. And yeah, I guess just let me know your thoughts on this. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.